Ad blockers are literally an unfair advantage. Like, I'm dead serious. It's insane how overpowered ad blockers are. They're so nice to have, but there's also some downsides to them and some like moral, ethical things about them that I want to talk about today. I'm going to start off by saying I love ad blockers. I have no problem with ad blockers. I use them all the time. Is that a good thing? I mean, depends on who you ask, but I think there's one main downside of using an ad blocker. Other than like websites can load slower. I don't know if that, I think that was a thing, but I don't know if it is anymore. But the one main downside is that if you go to a website and you block all the ads, all these companies that are trying to make money off you don't get the money. For advertising companies, that's a horrible thing. People like the idea of people just not seeing the ads and companies not making the money. That's not a good thing, right? But if you don't even look at the ads in the first place and they're just like a mental distraction to you, then I think ad blockers are good. Advertisements on websites are usually just distractions, right? Like most of the time you're just using the website how it's intended to be used, for whatever. And the ads part of it, you don't even care about. You just don't worry about them. But they are like annoying. Like they're on the side of your screen. So that's why you would use an ad blocker, so that it's just less distractions. It's not annoying or anything. It looks more professional. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons. But I think the main ad blocker that most people use, I mean most people like in the tech space use, is ublock origin or ublock origin Lite if you're on Chrome. As you saw in the thumbnail, it's that icon is ublock origin, and ublock origin is insane. Like I use it everywhere, and what it does is it blocks every ad on YouTube as well, and it also blocks most tracking cookies, so you won't get tracked as often from websites. I know there's still tracking going on, but I think it's very limited when you use ublock origin. And then I know Chrome doesn't allow ublock origin, so you have to use like the Lite version, which is like a special thing, and it also might be Chromium based browsers too. I'm not sure, I didn't really research, but yeah. And I think Chrome is trying to get rid of ad blockers, at least on their browser, because I know they did some stuff where they like stopped a certain type of extension from working or something, and it made all the ad blockers, or most of them, not work. And honestly, I don't like blame them for doing that, because Google is an ad company, so that's the best possible thing they could have done. If their ads aren't showing, they're not making money, right? And Chrome is like the most popular browser out there. That's a lot of people that aren't getting use out of an ad blocker, and that's good for them. So I'm not gonna flame them or anything for doing that. That's genuinely a good business move on their part. But then also a lot of people are gonna switch to Firefox, so maybe it's not. I personally use Firefox. I use ublock origin on Firefox. Turn off all the tracking settings that's like built in, even though there aren't that many. And I'm not saying that completely removes me from being tracked. Like I understand that I am going to get tracked, and I am fine with that. There's a certain point where you just gotta stop caring. There's also other ad blockers, like those, honestly, they're kind of sketchy. I don't think they're viruses or anything, but I mean, some of them are, but those other ones like Adblock Pro, stuff like that. The only reason I would use one of those is at somewhere where ublock origin is blocked, but those ones don't compare to ublock origin. Ublock origin's up here, and those ones are like down, because every time they update, they open a new tab for you and ask you to donate. So they're literally advertising on an ad blocker. That's also kind of ironic, but you know, they gotta do what they gotta do. Also, another thing, YouTube is, like if you have an ad blocker and you're on YouTube, on some circumstances, I'm not saying every situation, I don't have this, it'll say like you're using an ad blocker, and it tells you like how to remove it, and so that you can watch ads to support creators. And I think that's also a good thing, because creators need to make money. No bias there. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not making money right now, but creators need to make money, and ads is part of how they do that. Another thing, I know it's not an ad blocker, but sponsor block for YouTube. I think that's actually cool. I didn't know it existed for a while, then I got it, and it's actually like really useful. Again, it's not the most ethical thing to use, but honestly, I would just skip the sponsor anyways. So all it really does is just save time, basically. It's really cool how it can analyze the video and make it so that it just skips the sponsor. I think that's actually a really useful extension to use. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say about ad blockers. I know this video is a little short, but yeah. What do you guys think about ad blockers? Do you use them at all? Do you use ublock origin? I would assume most of you guys do. I know that a lot of you guys use Linux. So thank you guys so much for 400 subscribers. Absolutely insane. It's at 425 right now. We're like basically halfway to 1,000 subscribers. Isn't that insane? Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.